So you're in preseason building, right? Race season is just around the corner, about 3 months away. What do? Do you keep doing sweet spot? Do you dive into threshold? Do you work on VO2? Like, seriously, what do you hit on? These are all extremely good questions. See, with where science is going today, there's so many different programs out there that are able to track your fitness, your form, your fatigue, all of these different things. And what I've come to find is a lot of the old science says you're supposed to take the preseason super chill and just relax and just get hours in. And what I find is the newer science that's coming out is saying like, that's ridiculous. This is a good time to actually push yourself a little bit harder. But again, because of all the new training we have available, you can actually track your fitness really well and your fatigue and form, and you're not going to overload your system, and you're not going to be able to not carry this throughout the entire race season. In today's video, I'm going to break down the essence of the preseason training plan. I'll walk through what the structure should look like, what type of workouts you should be doing, or how should you progress and build this towards starting the race season, how many months out you want to start this preseason plan, things of that nature. Again, if you haven't already, please subscribe. More videos like this are coming out. Also, lots of videos on race tactics with race breakdowns, different training workout videos available, all kinds of different things. So please support and subscribe. If you're also interested in like not figuring this out on your own, but actually getting a coach, link below for that as well. I'd love to work with you, but let's dive in. For most people, their seasons really don't start until about March or April, especially here in America. In California, it's a little bit different. We kind of get rolling like the practice crits in January, and then we kind of start in February, and then we are like full gas into racing in March and April. But this plan, for the sake of most people starting around, March or April for their racing or really get into it in April, I'm starting this calendar off with it being in February. So let's talk through what the first couple months or even just what the overall structure is going to look like, and you can copy this for each month moving forward. But starting with February, here is the structure. So for the basic structure of how you want your weeks to progress, the standard athlete, they really follow something kind of like this. They're gonna go, Mondays are gonna be rest days. They're gonna be completely off the bike. Tuesdays, I would recommend doing an endurance day. Wednesday would be your actual like hard workout day. Thursday would be another endurance day to keep building on that overall endurance. Friday could be either a rest day or a recovery spin. I highly recommend doing the recovery spin. And then Saturdays, if it's not a group ride, definitely throw in another workout day. Sundays, I would take a little more chill and go back to an endurance day. Pretty simple. Now you know your schedule and what's gonna work best for you. So you take that and you change it in any way you see fit. If I was working with you, I'd figure this out for you. You'd give me your schedule, then I would build the program around your schedule. But for the sake of this, like I'm teaching you guys how to do this. So you take this and you plug it in, whatever works best for you. If you want your day off to be on a Friday, then that's your day off. You don't have to start it on a Monday. That's totally fine. So the first month, we're gonna really just hit on working on overall endurance, and we're gonna be working on time to exhaustion. We are really pushing that metric out. So maybe you can only hold your threshold for around 45 minutes. Well, working on time to exhaustion, we're gonna be able to push that out to maybe an hour. So this is huge. This is a good time to work on that. So the workouts you're gonna be doing is gonna be the rest days as usual. And then you're also gonna be doing your endurance days. I know you're like, what workout do I do for an endurance? Like, do I just go out and ride? Yes and no. In this playlist up here, I have all kinds of cycling workouts, and a lot of those workouts are different types of endurance workouts. I would highly recommend just dragging any of those and dropping those on the endurance days, and that will get you through. Now for the actual workout day, you want to be doing sweet spot. Let's break down what that workout looks like super quick. So a simple sweet spot workout is going to look like this. If you're riding the trainer, I would recommend this one. You're going to do 2 by 25 minutes at 92% of your threshold. Now you're gonna hold this for 25 minutes, just pace it really well. If you feel like you can do more, just chill, just stay right around that number. Like the goal isn't to see how much you can do, but rather you're just pacing at this. After 25 minutes, you're gonna take a 5-minute rest at about 55% of your threshold. Then you're gonna dive into the second 25-minute effort, and that's basically your sweet spot workout. Now, if you have the ability to get outside and do this, I would throw that away and I would just do one full out 45-minute sweet spot effort at 92% of your threshold. Again, what we're doing is we're building not just overall endurance, but we're building time to exhaustion. That's huge. Okay, we're making that window of how long you can go before you feel exhausted a lot bigger at that power output. So if you can, I would do the 45 minutes. That's the best bang for your buck. But if you're on the trainer too, mentally it's easier to do 2 by 25 minutes. So now let's move on to month 2. Okay, we've done our sweet spot, kind of building that engine, building the time to exhaustion. Now it's time to start working on threshold. And again, we're gonna keep the recovery days the same. We're gonna keep the endurance workouts the same. Like I said in that playlist, I got a ton of different ones, just drag and drop. Also in that playlist, I do have a couple different threshold workouts. I think I have 2 in there. There's Vo2 over-unders, which is threshold work, and then there's also a straight threshold workout. I would recommend grabbing one of those or alternating them or doing whatever you want, but dragging that and dropping that on your workout days for month 2. What we're really gonna be working on here is just starting to build on that threshold, start to bring it up a little bit, and then that's gonna set us up perfectly for transitioning into our 3rd month. Lastly, the 3rd and final month, what we're gonna start doing is we're gonna start hitting on some Vo2 Max work. Now, we just came out of working on time to exhaustion with sweet spot in month 1. Then we came out of month 2 working on building our threshold. Now we're coming into month 3 and we're gonna start raising the Vo2 Max. So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna raise the ceiling on that, which I think is phenomenal for racing. Racing in America is so explosive. You need a really good Vo2 Max. So we'll start hitting on that now before season even begins. The second thing is when you're working on this Vo2 Max, you're also dragging threshold up a little bit, which is honestly, it's a 2-for-1 deal. So why would you not want to do it? And then thirdly, you want to be doing these, 1 to 2 times a week. Okay, Vo2 Max 1 to 2 times a week. They're tough workouts. I highly recommend looking at the playlist. Got tons of Vo2 workouts in there, but starting with the ones with the shorter duration. So I think I got some in there that have 2 by 2 minutes. I have some, actually they're 6 by 2 minutes. I got some that are 3 by 6 minutes. I got some that are 4 by 4 minutes. I got some that are 4 by 5 minutes, but just slowly ramp up the duration at how long you spend at Vo2. All of them are about 20 minutes worth of overall Vo2 time, but each workout is different. Each workout, starts off with a smaller dose of it, and then as you get used to it, you increase a bigger dose, and you increase the dose, and you increase the dose, and eventually you're just banging it out. But you're probably going to pick one of them and just stick to that for the entire month, because then when we move into the actual race build phase, that's where you're going to really be hitting on these really good, and you're going to be adding in anaerobic. But again, month 3, we're just focusing on some of that intro Vo2 stuff, helps drag up the threshold, really good bang for your buck, and you come out flying for race season. You're not peaking, but you are flying. Again, we are building, like you are just starting to scratch the surface on where you're actually going to be peaking when racing. So you won't be close to peaking. People are might even say like, dude, you're peaking right now. Trust me, you are not. You are just progressively building. You're ahead of the curve. Like I said, a lot of people are stuck in the older way of training. Just ride really long, really slow, let racing get you in shape. Now forget about it. Let's go this route. That way when we jump into racing, we actually win races right off the bat. Now this system of training is kind of known as the polarized training method. There's really no rest weeks in here, and that's fine. If you're old school and you want to do a rest week, by all means, every 3 to 4 weeks, throw a rest week in there. But the way that we are structuring this is we are not completely overloading the system. So yeah, you'll have a little bit of fatigue after those workout days, because trust me, they are hard, because your workout days should be around 2 to 3 hours long. But those endurance days and those recovery days really offload a lot of that stress without losing all of your fitness. So that's key. So with this, you can actually continue to build. Like say you're doing 10 hours a week, you could actually sustain 10 hours a week for like 3 months without a break. Like you can do it. But if you feel like you're getting super over fatigued, just the next week, just throw in like maybe an extra rest day versus an endurance day, just kind of swap it. That would work too. But again, like, you know your body, you know how you respond to things, you have to listen to your body. This is just my advice on it. But again, this is a basic structure for a 3-month plan building into race season. One last tip, I'd also recommend, maybe throwing in a threshold power test at the end of each month, just to see where your numbers are, so then you can keep tweaking this plan according to where your threshold is. Again, up here, I have a video talking about 2 different types of threshold power testing you can do. I would highly check that out and try one of those or plug those in. But again, that's pretty much our 3-month preseason build plan. I will be working on a racing build plan coming out in the next couple weeks. Please leave any questions you have down below, any comments you have as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, please show your support by subscribing. Until next time, keep up the riding and definitely keep up that solid work.